Hello, hello, welcome. I don't think I really like the look at that. See right here. Welcome back to I've used my train of thought. Welcome back, y'all. This is our tea talks. This time we got a little bit of water. We ain't got no tea. We got the water. Well, this could be lum talks. So back again with another video. I did want to just come on and share a bit. I'm not really sure how much I'm going to be sharing, but I wanted to basically expound off a post that I made on my community section where I had said that was basically like I had been thrown a lot of things had been thrown to me that was out of my control, so that now I relinquish the need for control. And just kind of like expounded more on how that felt for me and the rest of the post. So if you haven't, just go back and check that community section, interact. I'm definitely grateful for those who do interact, comment, ask questions, curiosities. I'm going to be just on here touching base on a little bit of everything, honestly, because of. But what made me make that post was it had a thought had came to me when my auntie had said to me in the beginning of my journey of vitiligo is don't stress yourself out about things that you can't control. And it's easier, I can say that it's easier said than done. Especially when I was at an age where I was so self-conscious as is, so I'm already examining myself in ways of trying to be seen as, fit in or try to, be amongst my peers and not be so focused on my outward that were. And I can remember the beginning of this journey where I had chose to like cover up my soul. I would try to wear like long sleeves and pants and all types of stuff, but I could never really push myself to like wear makeup. No matter how much I covered my soul, it couldn't get me to the point of like wearing makeup or covering up my face. Then that had got me to like, okay, I can't really cover my face, and I'm still trying to attempt to cover my skin. When people see you, they're gonna see your hands, they're gonna see your face. If you wear open-toed shoes, they see your feet. But it took a while for me to get in that place where now it's like I don't even really see me. Like I'm not so focused on what I look like anymore. So it's like when I meet people or when people ask me questions or greet people new, I be wondering where do I start as far as when people want to get to know and they want to tap into certain topics with me. So I think that's what really inspired these videos, inspired these conversations, because it's something I want to have, but I don't want to only just talk about these parts of the story, but these are parts of my journey that taught me a lot. To say that, I think parts of my journey that really taught me how not only just to see myself, but realize that it was something internal, something inside that needed some help. I felt like my outward had been a manifestation of what was going on in my internal world, because really this shook me up. It shook me up. My whole world of what I had known and what I had seen, and then not seeing anyone else around me who could, guide me. Or even if I could say I wasn't even really willing to go there in the spaces, I wanted to hide. And even now, like, I can't fucking hide. So it's like, I get to the point like, what the fuck are you hiding for? Like, who are you hiding from? Yourself? Oof. But it's definitely a walk. It's a journey, definitely. I'm not gonna say I had some, days have gotten easier. It was not easy, but it has gotten easy for me to exist. And I mean, just exist, like, be myself and be open to, like, share conversation, share our gifts as far as like our music or things like that that's close and dear to me. Because I could say that a lot of I would say my shadow was connected to those areas of me expressing myself, but it was only me expressing myself like around, I had used those, I get you say, tools. I used those tools to help me express myself. So it was like always behind closed doors. It was always when I was alone. And I feel like I kind of associated that with my shadow because those was parts of me that wasn't seen. You know what I'm saying? Like, those weren't things that wasn't revealed. Like, I have this deep love for music, and I love hearing others express the depths of them, and it invites me. And I feel like it'd be like those initiators who sometimes you randomly scroll across their page and they speak something to you, and you awake stuff up. Like, I'm here for that. I'm here for that. I'm here for that. So not only am I just sharing my story, I want to invite others to be able to sit with themselves and realize like the events that play out in our life, and we may not have the answers to why or to know why, or it hurts in the beginning, that we get to a place of understanding, and that's where the power lies. Like, we get to a place of understanding. Like, though I hadn't. In the beginning, I hadn't found, like they said, there wasn't a cure. And now I'm hearing that there's a cure going on out here. So it kind of confronts me, like that part of me, like, what if I'm able to revert, like not revert, but like, it will be another death. It will be a death of me knowing myself as this and back to being it won't even be who I once was, but being whole as far as different as far as what I see my reflection. Like over time, I want to talk about yesterday. Let's talk about yesterday because this got me. My grandma wanted me to pick her up from work, so I pick her up, and we had to do a few little errands. But I've been noticing in my hometown there are different areas and different spots of the neighborhoods, but I noticed where they are most frequent and where they sit at, which is predominantly, my black folk. Not even just them, but you can't even say this black because it's not even just black. Predominantly, I guess, the low income, the neighborhoods where you ain't seeing straight fast food and shit like that. You seeing but it's like those neighborhoods. But anyway, they have convenience stores. Like, what convenience store? We have a convenience store on every block, literally. Traffic light convenience store, like they right there. So if I could think about the different point in zones where these people frequent at, I maybe could figure out something with that. I'm into like stuff like that, wondering why we have these certain programs that seem to be helping, or who present the idea that they're helping or benefiting or profiting. But a lot of them, like convenience stores, are profiting off our convenience, and convenience is like low-key one of them slow killers. But that's not what I'm going to talk about. We're going to talk about that another day. Talk about my mind. Questions. All right. With my grandma, we went to this, and why I got there was they have these tent. It was a tent. A man and a woman posted up at a tent. Now on their sign it says, you get food stamps, you get SSI, if you got them, what's the word? Some type of government assistance, come here. So, and they're giving out cell phones and tablets. So I'm over there curious, I'm looking, scoping, My grandma, she wanted me to walk over here because she was working with her client. Her client had needed some things, but that's neither here nor there, And I asked the lady, I was like, so what are these tablets about? What is this? Like, I asked her, and she just pointed at the tablet. Like, Mom, I was not just asking what type of tablet. I want to know why y'all giving these tablets and what's so special about y'all just giving out phones and tablets. And her pitch was that since COVID, it was a lot of people who didn't have ways of communicating and reaching out that and giving out these different resources to people after COVID, like now, I'm like, okay, but like, I could say it's been about a good, I've seen these 2 years, but I hadn't really, like, I always walk past them tents. I don't really, if I'm riding past, I'm not stopping to go get it. Like, I'm not stopping to see what's going on. So each phone, though, each tablet requires you to give your identification, like your ID, your social security, your what's your first, what's your first school you went to, like questions like that. Like whenever you think like that, it's like that exchange. So I'm wondering, like, for the sake of who, like, what's this exchange really like really about, and why are they in these areas? I mean, it sounds good. A lot of things can sound good, but you don't just get shit for free. Come on now, you don't just get shit for free. You don't just get shit for free. What is it? At what cost? Is what I'm asking. At what cost are y'all giving these out? So it made me think about those different shows and animes where, goddamn, I'm not going. I'm saying I need my folks to tap in so we can talk. But it makes me question. But beyond just while it was there, it was a lady. The lady that was there, she was talking with me. And we were sitting there. I'm sitting there waiting on the process, because it's a little process. You gotta make sure you qualified and all this and that. And I'm sitting there. I had to go back and forth to figure out, between my grandma and her client, what to get. So she asks me, "Oh, how do I like this journey of it, or how has this journey been for me, or like with vitiligo?" You know what I'm saying? Like, at first I didn't like the name, but this shit is like we had to get a really good a bond understanding, but it just like felt like a curse word. Though I was experiencing it, my mind. I'm learning to expand that. But at the same time, when she asked me that, I had to just being honest, like, it has not been easy in the beginning, but I'm learning to live. I'm learning to be me, and still exist, like, beyond what you see, because that's the thing. I never wanted to share my story and have some sort of, like, pity or, I'm glad for people who are sympathetic and empathetic to what really had went on beyond this changing of my physical. Not only did this affect me physically, mentally, emotionally, me not even wanting to be able to experience people because of the fear, so that is kind of traumatic. And me now realizing that, like, this is kind of traumatic. I didn't fall. Many times I had questions. I wondered. I did do my crying. I did do my research. So, like, shit, they ain't gonna figure it out. That means I got to figure it out. And I feel like that had woke up a lot of things. I mean, not only it's not the only journey I've experienced where I had to lose something or die from something, or something had to change where I had to figure it out again. I had to learn to be again. I had to learn to start pouring me into it again, just like with my hair. Like, I'm in another stage. Like, was a journey of when my hair had fallen out, and I had, went natural and started putting my hands in my head more and started learning how to twist and braid, pouring. And it flourished, it grew. I had locks and I cut them. Now it's like, now I'm deciding just to cut my hair to just, be at that stage again. So if I'm able to have that type of journey with my hair, I know this is the journey going with my skin, and this deeper, I feel like it's deeper. But I'm meeting people who are, curious and want to talk and share their wisdom. She shared a lot of knowledge, like, as far as the word, like, just the conversation was beautiful. They had made their realizations of why, the government out here with this whole COVID and the attack on older adults and the development, the knocking of sharing wisdom. And I had reminded them, like, yo, or just shared my piece that I feel like I'm amongst others are the bridge to communicate, yes, that wisdom that had been given to us. Continue to doing that. Like, we are those mouthpieces of people, of our people, I say, not just people in general, but like how that they shared those stories, like oratory. They that's how the story stayed alive, was about speaking. So it's like instead of words stay alive, it's by speaking the word. And I feel like I'm into a stage of wanting to speak more of the words, but the words I had learned or heard of going through these types of journeys. It's a matter that I feel like we are the bridges. And yes, I do feel like there is attack on people. There may be just a lot of things that triggers those other thoughts that I just don't necessarily want to get into right now, because I will. And also, like, if you listening with me and you're here talking to me, just realize this thing is a journey. It's a ride. I might be here, I might be there, but we gonna get to our destination. And I have to remind myself it's okay to go there, because I'd be like, am I just going on a tangent? But it flows, because that's how it flows for me. You know? And just meeting people who ask, But I noticed my journey wasn't just for me. Like, I'm getting to a stage where I'm like, you had to look outside of yourself. I had to look into myself and realize it's not only about my field. You know what I'm saying? This story can help others. Those who actually experience these things. Like, I remember at the here there was an open mic, and it's by Vocal Flow. They have an open mic here. I decided I wanted to pop out. Like, shit, I didn't even know they was doing stuff like that. I was traveling to hit open mics, doing virtual open mics and stuff like that. And as soon as I walked in the door, there were a lady and her partner sitting there, and the lady also had vitiligo. So it's kind of like when you see people who experience things as you, it's kind of like it kind of gave me this felt, like, I don't know, it was like this internal like resonance. Like, I didn't have to speak to her to know her story. I felt her when I walked in, like, because I knew what this journey was like for me, and I could only imagine. But it's like someone I can imagine, and it be their truth. So throughout the whole experience, like, I could feel her get closer. Like, she was in the back, and she came to the front. And as we were leaving, she stopped and she asked, she was like, so what was it like for you? What is it like for you? It's like I couldn't lie. I had to tell the truth. Some people, you can give them short answers. But for people I know who could withhold my truth and hear my truth and feel my truth, there's no need for the short answers. What was it like for you? So I think I'm going to end this video with, what was life like for you? What was something into you that you faced and dealt with? What trial was constant that required you to die? And you are here living, sharing. Required you to die and you were born in something else. Like, what was it like for you? Think of mine. Peace, Balloon Respect Part 2. Catch y'all in another video. Please comment, like, share, subscribe, however you like. Communicate. Or not even, let me know you're here around. Leave some comments, some emojis if you like. Quote of the day. Just if you want to just leave your name. Peace, y'all.